night chat. And hopefully the Wi-Fi is Wi-Fi in tonight. We had success last week. Here's hoping it works again this week. So, as soon as the people get in here, we'll get talking about this, and you all can let me know if the video quality is thumbs up or thumbs down. So, until somebody gets in here, I'll just sit here and look at myself on the screen like a loser. That's what I'll do. I'll talk to the witch behind me until some people get in here. Or I'll just hum a song to myself. But anyway, Friday night, it's a live scream. Hello, Sherry. You're the first one in. I was just saying I'm going to sit here and talk to myself until some people get into the chat. Is everything looking good tonight, Sherry? Is the quality okay? I don't want to have another one of those webcam style. The Wi-Fi should be Wi-Fi, so just give me a thumbs up if everything looks okay on your end. I don't want to be pixelated, so all right, cool deal. So the Wi-Fi is Wi-Fi in tonight. So what are we all going to talk about tonight? Friday night. Anybody got any plans? I know a lot of people tomorrow night are watching the Final Four. I don't really follow basketball anymore, though. My dad, he used to be a Tar Heels fan, so I got kind of burnt out on it. Laura, thanks for joining in tonight. Sherry's in here. Oh boy, I got to try to pronounce the name again. I didn't do my practicing, so probably going to butcher it again. I'm going to apologize in advance. But anyway, lots of videos dropped this week. The one yesterday, hope you all enjoyed the trip to the Pizza Hut Classic. Definitely was tasty food, and a lot of you sounded off in the comments and asked me if I was going to do the McDonald's K-pop Demon Hunters meal. As much as I want to do it, I don't think I'm going to do it because I really don't know a lot about the show. I know it's on Netflix. I know they battle demons with their music and songs and stuff like that, but I really have no idea about the show, so I feel like if I did that review, I couldn't do it justice because I don't know what I'd be talking about. So that's kind of why I opted for Pizza Hut instead, to mix in a food review, because if I'm going to do a video, I at least want to know what I'm talking about, and I haven't seen not one episode of the show, so it would probably be a disaster. Yeah, me either, Sherry. So I kind of was thinking if I did that, I mean, yeah, on one end, it's spooky because they hunt demons, but on the other end, it's not really retro because it's a modern Netflix show. So I don't know. I mean, even though Stranger Things is on Netflix, at least it's retro when I do cover Stranger Things type stuff. So I'm glad you like it. Yeah, the facial hair is definitely coming back in, and it's getting to the point right now where it's starting to drive me crazy because it's getting that itchy feeling. So it's almost like I want to take the razor and shave it off again, but I know I've got to get to that point where it stops itching, so I'm just going to tough it out and go for it. I'm not going to get it back as big as I once had it. If you saw the Svengoolie flashback video, at one time the beard was all the way down to here. You couldn't even see my neck or anything. And believe it or not, before I was doing YouTube, I had a beard almost like ZZ Top that came down to here, if you can believe that. So never going back down that route again because that's way too much upkeep. All right, so let's see, what am I missing here? Vaz, welcome in. Thanks for joining tonight. Laura says, I'm going to watch Here Comes Peter Cottontail, mainly because my favorite character is played by Vincent Price. There you go right there. That makes it spooky right there, Laura. Vincent Price. You can't go wrong with that. For me, I'm probably going to do my traditional and do horror movies that are themed after Easter this weekend. There's the Killer Easter Bunny. He goes around with a chainsaw. That one's always one of my go-tos. There's another one I saw that was on Tubi, so I'm probably going to hit up those this weekend and just go for a good old-fashioned spooky creepster weekend, since creepster still isn't a thing. Draven, welcome in. October Breeze, welcome in. Friends don't let friends shave beards. Well, here's the thing, okay? Every once in a while, the reason I shaved was because I get a lot of gray in here. You can see there's more gray than there's, I guess, black in here. And once it gets longer, obviously it starts growing out. So you see more gray in here, and it makes me look like an old man, even older than what I am. So it's either shave it or keep it short or use just for men. And I've tried the just for men thing before, and it's a pain in the butt putting all that crap on your face. So I definitely don't want to do that. So I think I'm just going to try to find a happy medium. Holly, thanks for joining in. Makeup Junkie, thanks for joining in. Trying to get to everybody here. Draven says, trust me, I did a week ago. It's growing back. Regretted it the next morning. Thanks, Vaz. Thanks for the compliment. Look great either way. I'm glad you think so. Me personally, if it was up to me, this would be like just an audio right now. You would have a little circle of my icon up here and I wouldn't be on camera because I personally hate seeing myself. When I first started YouTube, watching a playback of a video was the cringiest thing possible. Seeing yourself, hearing yourself. If you've ever done a YouTube video or a TikTok video or any of that stuff, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Seeing yourself and hearing yourself when you're not used to it is the cringiest thing on the planet. Crystal, thanks for joining in tonight. Let's see, I'm missing some stuff here. The chat's going by pretty fast. Yeah, Crystal, that's the Casper board game. I had the board laying around, so I just decided to mount it on the wall back there. I figured it was spooky, so it could just be wall decor since I don't have any of the pieces. So I'm thinking about getting a frame and putting it in because it's a cool board. It's a cool board. My beard is turning gray, but I just accept it. I mean, yeah, that's kind of how I am. You know, I've raised kids, so I say that, you know, the gray in my beard, I earned it. You know, stress from life, you earn it. Amy, thanks for joining into the chat. Katang, thanks for joining into the chat. Hello. Amy says she's from Palm Beach. Wow, Palm Beach in the house. Okay, I'm from North Carolina. You got me beat because Palm Beach is way cooler than North Carolina. But anyway, so yeah, that's the thing. I'm probably gonna just grow it back in, kind of like 5 o'clock shadow style. So people had mixed reviews when I shaved it on the old channel. Some people loved it, some people hated it. So, and you never know what you're gonna look like. I'd had a beard for almost 20 years. I didn't know if I was gonna look like a mutant underneath all of it. So, but I do feel more like myself with it. But anyway, enough about the facial hair. So, turning into the Wolf Man. Let's see. Little Red Flying Fox, welcome in. Cary, North Carolina. Okay, not too far from my area in Cary. So we got a few North Carolinians in here tonight. We've got Little Red Flying Fox. We've got Draven. You're from North Carolina. Crystal, I think you're from North Carolina. Makeup Junkie says cold and rainy, spooky night here. Hot and humid night here, Makeup Junkie. Hot and humid night. I'm so over this humid weather right now. It's just like 90 degrees today. I was working outside all day today, just sweat pouring off of me. It literally sucked. It was miserable. Will you also be watching? It's the Easter Beagle Charlie Brown. Yes, but I would have to dig it out because it's on DVD because I don't even have... All right, so here's the thing. Spooky Horror Goddess, welcome in. Athena. Brooklyn, yep, Spooky Horror Goddess from Brooklyn. Laura, I'm from the armpit of the country, New Jersey. Oh, man. Isn't that the trash capital of the United States, Laura? I believe it is. Draven says, my mom's side of the family has an unfortunate double chin. It was very noticeable when I shaved last week. Funny thing about it is when I first shaved, I noticed that I had lost a lot of weight since the last time I had a beard. But yeah, the last time I didn't have any facial hair, I had like a double chin under here. But I guess from working outside and trying to work out and watching what I eat now, my double chin has eluded me and thankfully disappeared the older I got. So I guess I'm one of those guys that the older I get, I'm shrinking, I'm losing weight. So go figure, I'm going to be one of those probably. Started out being 6 feet tall. Going to shrink down probably by the time I'm 60, I'll be 5'9". Go figure how that works, right? But anyway, Makeup Junkie says, I will take cool, cold, cool, rainy, and spooky. Don't like hot weather. No, unfortunately, I've gotten used to the hot weather because in North Carolina, you'll get 4 seasons literally in one day. Sherry, Midwest, Indiana, near Lake Michigan. Laura says, no, actually, we are the Garden State. I'm South Jersey. Lots of farms. It's beautiful in parts. Here's a funny story about New Jersey and New York. Spooky Horror Goddess, you'll appreciate this. Laura, you'll appreciate this. When me and my partner and our daughter were going to New York, I'd been to New York many times before, okay? But the bridge got me that when you're coming out of New Jersey and you're going into New York, it didn't register with me that I needed to take the exit into Manhattan. Now, I should have known. Makeup Junkie's from Iowa. All right, cool. Cool, thanks for sharing, Makeup Junkie. I didn't register that Manhattan was Times Square. Dummy moment, yeah, I know. But I kept looking for an exit that was specifically going to say Times Square. Well, that exit didn't have a sign. It just said Manhattan. So I kept circling and leaving New York and going back into New Jersey like 3 or 4 times and paying the toll over and over again. And the lady at the toll, she was like, "You're back again?" I'm like, "I'm trying to get to Times Square." She's like, "You need to take the Manhattan exit." Finally, on the 4th attempt, I got us into Manhattan, and then we spontaneously went to New York, and we started out at King's Dominion in Virginia, and then she asked me, she was like, "How far is it to New York from here?" Because I'd been before. I was like, about a 5-6 hour drive, depending on traffic. So it was a Friday afternoon. That 5 or 6 hours turned into almost 8 hours because there was road construction on I-95 and accidents and everything. And we rolled into Times Square at like 9 o'clock. We had no reservations at a hotel. All the hotels were booked. Now here's where the story gets good, okay? My partner, she goes in and she's like, "We got to do something." So she literally stuffs her shirt and tries to stick her stomach out as best she can. And she's like, "We need a room for the night." She's like, "Everybody's booked, but I'm pregnant and we need a room." So by her playing that trick, it got us a room right there last minute because everybody was packed. It was the summer on a Friday night, Times Square. You can imagine. So thankfully, she strong armed her way into it by faking that she was pregnant. But anyway, let me catch up on some of the chat. Just thought I would share that. I don't even know how we got to that point. Vaz says, "I love a rainy, gloomy day in the summer because it reminds me of the best season of the year, Halloween." I'm going to tell you, Vaz, I love the rain too. But in North Carolina now, we just don't get rain anymore, especially in the ENC part. When it rains, it's like a full freaking gorilla monsoon. Gorilla monsoon, of course, being a wrestler, but I always refer to it as a gorilla monsoon because it sounds like the roof is going to cave in because it's coming down so hard and so heavy. And especially in the spring, after like 5 or 10 minutes of it coming down with torrential downpours, then poof, all of a sudden it's just gone. But when it comes hard and fast, and you get tree limbs down and everything, and it's brutal. And it's that time of year in North Carolina now, where of course it's tornado season, so fun times out here now. Kating says, "It was gloomy the past few days where I'm from. Autumn Harvest, I just watched the short." Oh man, yeah, that was about 4 years ago, Autumn, when I auditioned for Svengoolie, which I don't even know what happened to that. Because as far as I know, Svengoolie is still doing the show. Nobody ever replaced Svengoolie. He had the girl that came up there and does skits with him, but I thought the whole point in that was that Svengoolie was retiring, but I guess something happened where he's going to stick around, I guess. Crystal says, "North Carolina here, been watching videos of the blizzard 2 months ago and doing wishful thinking during summer-like temps." See, I don't even want that because the blizzard temps will zap your car battery, so you're going to get screwed over there also. So just give me nice Halloween, autumn weather, and I'm good. I'm good with all of that. Makeup says, "We have had super high winds, things blowing everywhere." Sherry says, "The short was great. I loved your Pizza Hut video. Wish Pizza Hut classic locations here in SoCal." I think they have one somewhere in Southern California. I'm just going to call you C-Boy because I got to practice your name. I apologize. I got to practice it. I'll call you C-Boy for now. I think there's one somewhere because when I was in Southern California, We had talked about it, but I don't remember where it is. You may want to look that up because I think there is one. Depending on your location, it may or may not be too far from you. October breeze, my favorite season is fall, but it seems to get shorter each year. I don't even think in North Carolina we get fall October breeze. We go straight from summer to winter, it seems. It's like September, it'll be amazingly hot. And then by Halloween, it's freezing at night. So it's like there's no happy medium in between. Amy and Tony, welcome in. Thanks for joining in tonight. Amy and Tony did a taste test on Peeps just in time for Easter. So if you guys want to check out a fun video, go check out their Peeps taste test. I know a lot of you all like food reviews, so they definitely have a fun one up. So go show them some love and check them out because they're pretty cool people. But I don't think I'm going to do a Peeps food review. They already did that one well enough, and I do not like Peeps. Like Easter candy for me. Let's talk about this, right? Easter candy out of all the holidays has got to have some of the absolute worst candy. You got the hollow chocolate bunnies with nothing inside. You break off the ears and you can basically pour your water into it and use it for a cup and drink out of it because that's all it is. It's a shell at that point. The Peeps, I mean, I guess the best thing being would be maybe the chocolate covered marshmallows, I would say, but Easter candy is basically the worst of the worst, I think. I think it's pretty bad. Forgot about that. Thank you, Draven. You're right. You're right. Cadbury eggs. How in the world could I forget? Everybody wants to be the Cadbury Easter Bunny. That's the biggest one of them all. That's the best one. So thank you for bringing that up because I almost left out the most important Easter candy of them all. The watermelon Peeps are amazing. Reese's eggs, yeah, but like I said, Amy, Reese's just don't taste like Reese's anymore. They changed the peanut butter. I've touched base on that a lot, and something's off with it, man. It's definitely off. They're changing the ingredient up on that stuff. Autumn says, remember the old school giant chocolate eggs with the peanut butter inside? Yes, that thing was a meal in itself. Yeah, I know, Spooky Horror Goddess. They suck now. The peanut butter, it's like dry or something. It tastes like pure garbage. It's crap. It's pure crap. Makeup Junkie says Cadbury eggs are good. I had a caramel one. Let's see, Jesse, welcome into the chat. Jesse Burlington, thank you for joining in tonight. Amy and Tony, true. Oh, their news article that are going back to the original recipe. See? Then there we go. I guess enough people complained that Reese's is like, oh, okay, I guess people noticed. Of course we noticed. You think you're just going to change it and we're going to be like, oh, it's okay. No, it tastes like a generic one now. Sherry says, I ate a pumpkin Reese's last year. It was bad. Spooky Horror Goddess says, cheaper ingredients, I read. Yeah, that's what it is. I mean, everything is, look, get this crap, okay? I talk about this in the last few live streams, okay? Gas prices in my area, $4.09 a gallon, okay? And the crap is not even going as far. I always set my odometer to tell me how many miles I've got until I reach E. And if I put in 20 bucks, it'll say maybe I've got like 150 miles, okay? And not even going through the city, if I just ride the back roads in North Carolina, where it's not stop and go traffic, and if I've just got the window rolled down and I'm not using air conditioning, then it should give me 150 miles. No, I can go less than 5 miles and it's already saying that I've used up 10 miles. Now, before you say that it could be something with my fuel injection, I tried it in my sister's car. Same thing. Does the same thing. So they're mixing it, they're diluting it, and they're charging us more at the same time. And I saw on Facebook where people were saying that it even messed up their car because they got like some diluted gas. So they're cutting corners and charging us more for everything. Because speaking of candy, a 6-pack of Reese's now is $8. $8 for a 6-pack of the full-size Reese's? That's insane. That's insane. I can't imagine. I'm glad I really don't eat candy like I used to, thankfully. The cavities were enough for me, so I had to stop. After I had to have some cavities filled, that was enough for me. I put that right up there with Mountain Dew because I used to guzzle Mountain Dew like it was going out of business. And then I woke up one morning with kidney stones, literally on a Saturday morning, tried to get up out of bed, and I was like, what is wrong with me? I can't walk. And come to find out it was kidney stones. Thanks, Mountain Dew. That's what Mountain Dew will do. All right, let's see here. I'm missing some stuff. All right, I got rambling on too much. Dang, McDonald's, they're not as good. I won't even go down because, you know, I do Mandela effect and I go down too many rabbit holes. There's too much I've read about McDonald's, so I won't even touch McDonald's anymore. The French fries would be about as far as I would go, but the burger, beef patties, even if I was still eating meat, no way I could even put that in my body now. From you want to go down the rabbit hole, Google McDonald's and you'll kind of find what I'm talking about. If you know, you know, but I can't really bring it up in a live stream. It's not the place for it. But anyway, back to the chat. Autumn says, wasn't going to toot my own horn and put my business out there, but it's actually my birthday today. All right, everybody, let's wish Autumn Harvest a happy birthday. We won't ask how old you are because I believe, Autumn, you're a lady and you're never supposed to ask a lady their age, so we'll just collectively wish you a happy birthday. Is this the part where I'm supposed to say or sing happy birthday? Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. I hope you don't look like Punch the Monkey, and I hope you don't belong in a zoo. All right, there you go. So happy birthday to Autumn Harvest. Makeup Junkie, I agree. Friday is best. Laura says happy birthday to Autumn. All right, cool. Everybody's shouting out to Autumn's birthday. Let's see, Sherry. Let's see, Draven. Hey, those pickle season fries were great. Yeah, the Grinch. Now, that's the thing, Draven. That's the thing. With this K-pop Demon Hunters meal, that's the whole thing. They're supposed to have seasoned French fries in that meal also. It's kind of a throwback to the Grinch meal. And I was just literally talking in the live stream about McDonald's not having an adult Happy Meal. But from what I understand, the K-pop Demon Hunters is an adult Happy Meal. So there you go. They proved me wrong. A week later, they popped up with this new adult Happy Meal. But again, it doesn't speak to me because I've never seen the show. So if I have no attachment to anything, it's kind of hard for me to get excited about doing a video of it. So I'll just kind of save the next food review for something that'll speak to me more. So here's hoping, like we were talking about last night in the premiere for Pizza Hut, hopefully McDonald's this year will give us the McNugget Buddies an adult Happy Meal because they definitely need to switch it up instead of keep giving us bucket after bucket after bucket because the buckets from last year kind of lame. They kind of sucked. And I would like to see something different. So here's hoping. Let's see. If I missed anything, I think I'm all caught up on the chat right now. Yeah, same way, Amy. I could care less about it. You got to be invested in something to want to spend $15 for a Happy Meal. So, yeah. And I don't even know. It comes with some kind of collectible piece, but it's not even something I'd be interested in because, again, I don't even know not one character's name. So, yeah. But anyway, coming up next week, since it seems to be a hit with you guys with me doing different stuff here, going to be doing more weird out there videos that are Halloween themed because without a lot of stuff in stores now, I'm definitely having to think outside the box here to keep all of this going. But there's some cool stuff that's coming out next week, and I've still got that Halloween hunt video that every time I post that thing in a poll, it gets overlooked. So that video has definitely got to come next week. So we got to move it out of the way because eventually it's going to get confusing because that video was filmed before my fuzz on my face started growing back. So if I air that video, people are going to be like, did you shave again? Because that video at this point is like 3 weeks old. So I've got to push it out and get it out of the way. But the one that's coming out on Sunday, I found all kinds of cool blow molds and all kinds of stuff at one antique shop I went to. So be on the lookout for that one come Sunday. All right, let's see. I never understood why the current McDonald's Halloween buckets don't come with lids. Probably the cost of plastic. They want to cut down on as much plastic as they can, and I guess try to keep the Happy Meal affordable, because here's what I used to say, okay? Yeah, the cat boo bucket was pretty cool thing. Makeup junkie, love supernatural and true crime stuff if you were into that. Um, I'm into it. You know, as a matter of fact, you know, we watch the ID channel a lot, you know, here at my house. But it's not something that I'll probably document here. I mean, eventually I'll probably, for WrestleMania weekend coming up in about 2 weeks, I'll probably go and do a little mini documentary on the graveside of Ivan Koloff, who was a former world champion. I did it on the old channel, but again, I've learned so much now about inserting clips and doing stuff different and telling a story different, that much like when I did the Pizza Hut video on the old channel, I feel like the one that I did yesterday was a million times better than the one that was on the old Black Arts channel. So when I do the Ivan Koloff video for WrestleMania weekend, that's going to be a pretty good video. So if you're into like celebrity graves, be sure to check that one out. But for the most part here, I'm going to keep everything horror movie and Halloween focused here and retro focused here on this channel, because I feel like if you start doing too many things, you know, it just, your channel's literally like all over the place, you know. So I want to try to keep it fun and not like bring people down at the same time, like, you know, about a graveside or, you know, unsolved crimes and stuff like that. For me, it's more of a fun, upbeat place, and that's kind of what I want to do with it, and just keep it on the fun retro side of things, because that's my passion. You know, retro stuff, spooky stuff, horror stuff, Halloween stuff. That's what I live and breathe for. Let's see. Athena's raised her hand. I have a question. Do you watch From? I haven't seen From. Spooky Horror Goddess. I haven't seen that. You want to elaborate on that? I haven't seen that. Like, that's a new one to me, honestly. Vaz, what horror movie are you looking forward to seeing in 2026? I'm going to get probably stoned for saying this right now, Vaz. And I mean, like, stones thrown at me, not stoned the other way. I'm still waiting for Scream 7 now, right? Yeah, 7. To come to streaming, because I'm too cheap to go to the theater. So right now, that's the one I want to see. Please nobody spoil it for me. Please nobody spoil it for me, because I haven't seen it yet. But I just saw The Strangers Chapter 3. I mentioned that about 2 live streams back, and that was fantastic. If you haven't seen The Strangers movies, I can't express it enough. I highly recommend The Strangers movies. They're freaking great. They're freaking great. I gotta check it out. Alright. It's a new horror series. New season is about to start. I gotta watch it. Alright, I gotta put this in my notes. Spooky Horror Goddess. I gotta put it in my notes, okay? Shoot me a message. Remind me to watch it, because my mind, it comes and goes. You gotta remind me to check it out. Okay, I thought it was gonna hit this week, Draven. I thought it was gonna hit this week. So there we go. That's what I'm gonna watch this weekend also. I'm gonna watch Scream 7 and go on and get that out of the way, because that's one that I'm looking forward to. So thank you for letting me know, Draven, that it's already on streaming. I thought it had to be getting close now. Okay, yeah, definitely, Athena. Please, Spooky Horror Goddess, please remind me, because I'll forget. So you gotta beat it through me to remember to watch it, and then I'll review it the next time I'm on the live stream and tell you my honest opinion on it and say if it was good or bad, because people keep telling me I got to go back and revisit Stranger Things. It should have spoken to me, being a retro fan and a spooky fan, but the first season I just couldn't get on board with it, so maybe I need to revisit that also. I'm going to try, possibly. Let's see. Autumn says, something very bad is going to happen on Netflix. First episode was good. Starting to slow down now, but I'm expected a great ending. Baz says, what do you think about the new Mummy coming out this month? I'm interested. You know, Vaz, that reminds me, I've also got to watch the, what's the other one that came out? Was it Dracula? What was the one that just came out a while back? I've got to watch that one too. It's on streaming now. I saw it the other day. The Mummy, I mean, the Mummy's okay. The Mummy wasn't my favorite out of like the monster movies. I was always more into Mandela effect here. Frankenstein or Frankenstein's monster, whichever way you want to refer to it, and the creature from the Black Lagoon. Out of the monsters, Creature from the Black Lagoon was always my favorite. That was my go-to. Now, if we're going to talk about horror movies here, the one that I'm still waiting for a follow-up for is The Purge. I thought The Purge was a fantastic series. You know, that was a completely different twist on horror movies. It almost felt like it could be something that happened in reality, and those type of movies just bring a whole different vibe to everything. So the Purge movies, to me, if they bring another one of those out, I'm all for that. I love the TV series. I thought we were going to get a second season of that, but looks like that never happened. Was it a second season or a third season that never came? But either way, it ended kind of abruptly, and we never got a conclusion to it. So that sucks. Autumn says, yeah, my partner wants to watch the new Dracula trailer. Looked decent. Yeah, that's the one I was talking about, Autumn, the Dracula one. So, I mean, Dracula, of course, that's a classic, and without Dracula, you wouldn't have had all the vampire movies that we've had, Twilight included, which is another one there that I've never watched before. Let's see, Laura says, last weekend I rewatched the original When a Stranger Calls. That's a fantastic movie. Oh my God, I forgot how creepy that was. Not a Halloween film, but creepy. Yeah, it doesn't have to be Halloween. There's a lot of movies that are just creepy. I mean, here, I'm going to go right out and say it. I mentioned this in a comment before. One of the creepiest movies I watched as a kid was a Disney movie. I think it was put out by Disney. It was called The Watcher in the Woods. My mom rented me a stack of VHS tapes when I was sick one day, okay? And one of them was Who Framed Roger Rabbit. Another one was a wrestling tape. The third one was The Watcher in the Woods. Out of all three of those, The Watcher in the Woods scared the crap out of me. I was like, what the heck is this? What did my mom just bring me to watch? But yeah, that was a creepy one. If you've never seen Watcher in the Woods, I highly recommend it. It was creepy as crap to me when I was like 12 years old. Let's see, Spooky Horror Goddess, I love When a Stranger Calls and When a Stranger Calls Back. I used to watch them with my mom when I was a kid. Same thing. I used to watch these movies with my mom. She would always put on some of the old black and white horror movies that would come on syndication at like 9 o'clock at night. One of the biggies being Channel 28 out of Raleigh, or Channel 17 out of Raleigh. They always showed stuff. The Alfred Hitchcock show, I remember watching that. The original Twilight Zone. All of that stuff, man. Like, she definitely instilled my love for horror because she was into all that stuff. I remember watching The Blob with her, the original Blob, and I just remember asking her, why are these people scared of jelly? Because that's what it looked like. It looked like a big ball of jelly was chasing the people, and the Blob was just hilarious to me. Let's see. Sherry, wow, what a combo. There's a new 28 Days Later streaming on Netflix. Yep, I got to check that out also. Autumn, that's a cool one. Let's see. Little Red, Flying Fox, Disney Something Wicked This Way Comes is great. I haven't seen that one. Laura says also Ghost Story with Fred Astaire. That's an amazing ghost movie. And Autumn says, dang, that's a good one. The Christmas Carol movie. What is it? The one from 1984, I think, is the first one that I saw. And I did see the black and white one too, I think. Those are creepy. Like, for Christmas movies, like the Christmas Carol movies, they're kind of creepy. They definitely have some horror tones to them. So I can get on board with saying that you don't have to have a Halloween movie or a legit horror movie for it to be creepy, because The Watcher in the Woods was in the kids section and it was creepy as crap. All right, let's see. Makeup Junkie. I have a Spooky Town theater that has the Blob coming out of it. Here's one for you, Makeup Junkie. Here's one. Okay. At one point in time, I wanted a Blob action figure. So I made my own. I printed up a package for it. And then I just got some of that slime. I threw the slime on the package and put a piece of plastic over it and made my own Blob action figure, because I collect horror action figures. and nobody had ever done the Blob, so I took it upon myself to make the Blob. And on that same note, I did the same thing with the fog. I just took a cotton ball, put it on a picture that I made for the card back, and put a piece of plastic over the cotton ball and called it the fog action figure. Hey, sometimes you got to DIY it, right? Let's see. Crystal says the call is coming from inside the house. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's one of the most iconic creepy lines of all times. Amy and Tony says butterfly effect shivers messed me up. October Breeze says faces. Oh yeah, yeah, yep. All right, so yeah, the faces of D, we'll call it here because YouTube doesn't probably want us to say that. But the faces of D, they were selling that series at Walmart last year. Now I never found it at my Walmart, but I know a lot of people did. But I never saw it, but I did rent it many, many years ago, probably about 30 years ago. And I think some of it was fake. I think a lot of it was fake. I think it was more geared towards like the cult audience, of course. But it's still, you know, as much as I like spooky and horror, it's not anything that I would want to rewatch because I'm just not on that brainwave type of person to sit and enjoy stuff like that, you know. So definitely not my type of spooky. You got to be on a different level to enjoy that. I like my stuff, you know, like Night of the Demons, Trick or Treat, Sammy Kerr, all of that stuff. I'm not on that level. I was one and done for that. I'm good. Yeah, Autumn Harvest. I'm not a fan of it either. Vaz says, for me, the best Christmas Carol was the one from the BBC from 2019. I haven't seen that one yet, Vaz. I'm going to have to watch that this year then. Thank you for letting me know. I'll have to check that one out. I know I watched the one from 1984, and that one I loved it. I loved it. I remember watching that, and it was cool. Let's see. Amy and Tony, Identity messed with me too. Katang says, a long time ago, people in England were telling ghost stories for Christmas. Yeah, exactly. And Makeup Junkie says, ghost stories are good for any occasion. Spooky Horror Goddess, my mom rented Faces once, not knowing what it fully consisted of. Yeah, same thing, Spooky Horror Goddess. I was in a band one time, me and this guy named Michael. We would always rent weird stuff. His favorite movie was The Serpent and the Rainbow. If anybody's seen Serpent and the Rainbow, he took the tape back the same night and never rented it again. Yeah, we put it in, and I think it was the cow scene, maybe the cow scene, and then there was the automobile accident scene. And after that, I was just like, nah, bro, we're done with this, man. We're done with this. We ain't watching this. Let's just put in Serpent in the Rainbow and let's move on. This crap's twisted. So not a fan of that. I do not even own it in my DVD collection. Have no need for it. I just find it funny that Walmart was selling it last year. Let's see. Spooky Horror says, people I'm okay with, but animals no way. Yeah, see, that was the thing with me. The cow scene, that just so happened to be like the second scene, and I was like, nah, screw this, man. I ain't on board with this. I ain't watching this. Nope. No way. Yeah, exactly. Makeup Junkie or kids. Yeah, kids and animals, stuff's completely off limits. You got to be a different type of twisted to enjoy any of that type of stuff, you know? I mean, that's just messed up. But wait a minute, technically, Freddy Krueger, I do watch Nightmare on Elm Street. And Freddy, of course, well, Freddy is more so like what? High school kids, right? He's more so high school kids. So, I mean, but honestly, horror movies now, I mean, the biggie here being, I guess, Art the Clown, you know, it's like nothing's off limits in horror anymore. At one point in time, you know, they had boundaries, but now they really don't. You know, it's like almost now anything goes and anybody can go in a horror movie. You don't know who's going to survive and who's not. Autumn says, I've never heard of Ghost Story with Fred Astaire. Draven says, I love the character of Art the Clown, but man, the movies are so hard to watch. I said this on the live stream last week, Draven. I feel like Terrifier is just getting to the point where they're just doing shock and gore and it's lacking substance. To me, the movie's got to have a good story. If the story's not there and you're just giving me gore, 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 then I mean, I'm not going to be invested in it. I want the story. I'm for the story. Sherry says The Exorcist freaked me out. Now here you go, Sherry. The Exorcist apparently is a horror movie that's got a Mandela effect when it comes to the feeding tube. They think that some people think that she had the feeding tube when she did the infamous head scene, and then other people say she didn't have the feeding tube. So which way, in real time here, which way do you guys remember it? When her head spun around, was the feeding tube in, or was the feeding tube out? Yeah, exactly, Spooky Horror God. The story is lacking. It's just all gore. I mean, again, All Hallows Eve. I thought All Hallows Eve, his first appearance was great. I thought Terrifier 1 was great, but after Terrifier 1, I was like, kind of seen this before. I'm kind of over this now. It's what I always thought too, Sherry. I thought the feeding tube was out, and when the head spun around, the feeding tube was out, but a lot of people think that it was in. So, again, Mandela effects there. So, there's Mandela effects for all kinds of stuff, and it's really weird how we remember stuff, and then it's just a false sense of memory, supposedly. But I don't know. But going back to Art the Clown, can you believe now, even at Walmart, they're selling an Art the Clown t-shirt? Walmart's really starting to push the envelope, huh? Faces DVD being sold at Walmart and Terrifier t-shirts being sold at Walmart. Man, they're more cutting edge than Hot Topic these days, huh? All right, let's see here. Let me get back to the chat. Laura says, Autumn, you need to see Ghost Story. It's fantastic, very creepy. Draven says they are rebooting Exorcist with Scarlett Johansson. And let's see. I swear the skeleton key has a real spell on it. I had some weird stuff happen after I watched it the first time. Oh, no. Oh, man, that's weird. So what you're saying, Autumn, is you think that movie's kind of cursed, kind of like the Poltergeist movies. Let's touch base on that a minute. You all think there's a reason why they don't touch the Poltergeist movies anymore and really do a lot of remakes on that? Now, I know they've touched base on it lightly in recent years, but like I know that movie is completely cursed. I mean, look, everybody that was in it's passed away, right? The one that creeped me out the most was Poltergeist 2, the old pilgrim man showing up at the door in the pouring rain, talking about looking like he was selling a box of Quaker Oats, talking about, let me in. Let me in. He was freaky, dude. That guy was freaky. Like, he was one that, as a kid, he freaked me the heck out. Just standing there in the pouring down rain, dressing like the man from the box of Quaker Oats, them rotten teeth, talking about let me in. No, see, it's just the simple things like that, man, that'll get you. Like that old creepy guy. Let's see here. Makeup says real skeletons in the pool and Poltergeist creep me out. Autumn Harvest. Then I let my friends borrow it. I didn't say anything about my experience beforehand. Pinhead freaks Katang out. It's kind of funny you say that, Katang, because my partner, her favorite is Pinhead. She loves Pinhead. And one that never got to me, I know a lot of people, when it first came out in the 70s, they said that people were leaving the theater for that one just like they left for The Exorcist, and that was the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I've got the poster hanging on my wall. I'm looking at it right now. I can honestly say the Texas Chainsaw Massacre never freaked me out. Like, nothing about it was nightmare-inducing for me. I don't know. It just... Texas Chainsaw is a great movie, but I don't really have any scare moments from that movie. I don't know why. I mean, it's really weird, but It's, yeah, I can honestly say I don't think there's any scenes in Texas Chainsaw Massacre that really have ever gotten to me. I mean, obviously my favorite scene in it is from part 2 with Bill Moseley being Chop Top, picking himself with the coat hanger, saying "Music is my life, man." That's my favorite in all the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. But yeah, Pinhead, yeah, Laura, Poltergeist 2 was crazy. That man, he gave me nightmares. He definitely gave me nightmares. And I mean, here, we'll touch base on this for a minute, okay? Speaking of nightmares, when I was like 5 or 6 years old, I can remember laying on the bed. Vaz says you need to go to Texas on a road trip, Derek. Then you'll be terrified. I know, Vaz. Drive through Texas and then out the middle of nowhere, right? Just see that farmhouse in the background. And then I'll probably look at it differently, right? And in the South, they say if you hear banjos run, in Texas, if you hear a chainsaw, drive faster, right? So yeah, probably would think about it different then. But anyway, crazy story here. Uh, about 5 or 6 years old, I remember laying on the bed, and I would always lay on my stomach, right? And my hands would hang over towards the headboard. I would just like lay out like this, and my hands would hang over the mattress. And this didn't happen one time. It happened numerous times. Like, I would always wake up because I would feel like something was grabbing at my hands. And it was weird, you know. And again, it didn't happen just one time. I remember this happening multiple times, and finally, by the time I was like 6 or 7, it stopped, and I don't remember it. So I don't know what that was all about. I don't know if we were living in a house that had some kind of mojo going on or what. But shortly after that, we moved out of that house and we moved to the apartments that you saw in the Pizza Hut video. So whatever was in that house, it left me alone, and it stayed in that house, thankfully, and we got out of there. So yeah, yeah. I don't think I'll be driving through Texas anytime soon, Baz. So I think I'll be able to escape Leatherface, and it won't be my fate, thankfully. So I think I'll be okay. So yeah, tomorrow night, since it's Final Four, it's gonna just be a short night, and it'll probably be the short that I've been putting off for a while. It's Super Michael Myers. It's Michael Myers running through the Super Mario Brothers original NES game. You may not like video games, but everybody's familiar with the original Mario game, so trust me, it's going to be a fun short. I promise you, it's going to be a fun short. It's one that I'm actually really proud of, so stay tuned for that tomorrow night. And then Sunday, I've got the hunt coming up where I looked at all the blow molds and all of that stuff. And then next week, I finally got to get the other video out like I mentioned earlier. So lots of stuff coming up next week. About every day, every night, there's going to be something. The channel has turned... Cubert. That's a good one, Makeup Junkie. That's a good one. Hey, what about this? What about Duck Hunt? But instead of Duck Hunt, it's like Duck Hunt mixed up with Alfred Hitchcock's The Birds. How about that? We can blend Duck Hunt in with Alfred Hitchcock's The Birds. Imagine that. Imagine that. That would be cool. Even make like a little 8-bit woman run to a phone booth. That would be great. That would be great. Kirsten Marie, thanks for joining into the chat tonight. Sarah, thanks for joining into the chat also. Yeah, I think we will. I think we'll do a bird hunt. I think I'll mash those two up together eventually. There's so many I've got. I've got about 60 shorts that I've got saved up. There's going to be stuff coming out for a long, long, long time. And I was going to say, the new channel here tonight celebrates its 1 month anniversary. So we've definitely grown our little community back here in a month, and we're going to keep on going, guys. And this channel is growing on a daily basis, and like I tell you every week, it's because of all of you. If not, I would just be one dude sitting here twiddling his thumbs, talking to himself like a loser. But you all definitely help keep it going. Definitely. Balling on a budget. Thanks for joining the chat tonight. Also, yeah, exactly. Happy 1 month anniversary. And I'm telling you, you know, we got it off the ground and we got it rolling in the off season. So I definitely think that we can make this better than what we were all used to on the other channel. I feel like it's already more fun now. All of the interaction, you know, we were all joking the other night with the premiere videos that it feels like AOL chat rooms, how we all get in there and we all talk. I guess if that's the case right now, you know, I'm the only one on webcam. Why doesn't somebody else get on webcam? I'm the only one showing my face. Again, that's definitely something that we're going to try eventually. Of course, there's going to have to be a little bit of a screening process to make sure if I do the StreamYard thing and we all come up here and we have a big interactive party, we got to make sure nobody's been throwing them back too much and gets up here and shows their goodies when they come up, if they decide to come up. So eventually we're going to have a big old party like that on StreamYard eventually and take the interaction to another level. So look forward to that coming soon. We'll have a halfway to Halloween party or something. Let's see. Thanks, Rudge. Don't thank me for coming back. You know, you guys, you know, you're the reason I'm back. You know, I said it a million times already, but I can't thank you all enough. So many of you reached out to me on Facebook and like, yo, what happened? And again, I thought I was done and over with, but you guys had other plans, and I was back by unpopular demand. Laura says, who's ready for halfway to Halloween? I'm camping in 2 weeks and bringing a few Halloween decorations for my cabin. My recommendation to that, Laura, is take you a hockey mask. Because if you're going camping, you're going to either encounter Jason. So if you wear a hockey mask, he'll think you're one of his kind. And Vaz, I didn't know, are you leaving and heading out? Because you said have a great weekend. If that's the case, I hope you do have a great weekend, Vaz. Take a Jason mask, hockey mask, so you'll be safe if he comes up. And then your other concern there would be Grizzly from the Grizzly movies. So all I can tell you with that is if the Grizzly pops up, if it's brown, hit the ground and play dead. If it's white, not that you're going to see a polar bear probably camping, but if it's white, you know the saying is you're going to see the light. And I think if it's a black bear, if it's black, fight back. If it's brown, hit the ground. If it's white, you're going to see the light. I think that's the rule of thumb for any bear encounters, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not a bear expert, so don't take my advice. Good night, Faz. Hope you have a good weekend. So just be safe out camping. Only Amish people. Oh, no. Laura, do you not remember what we just talked about? We literally talked about the guy in Poltergeist 2 looking kind of Amish. So now you got a whole different problem on your hand. At this point, I would take Jason. I would take the bear over the let me in. Oh, man. Laura, he's going to pop up at your tent saying, let me in. You went from bad to worse. I feel bad for you now. You're going to have to deal with the poltergeist, man. That's terrible. That's terrible. I would have took my chances with Jason. I don't know. Just take a box of Quaker Oats and he'll think you're on his side, I guess. Yeah, I don't know. That's my best advice. So, anyway, that's all the stuff that's planned this week. I know, I'm hysterical. I'm here all week. You know, the tip jar is on the table. My stand-up comedy career is blossoming. Thank you. I'm here all week. So, all right, you guys know what's coming out next week kind of with the videos. And I think that we're going to get ready to wrap this up in just a few minutes here. October Breeze says, Laura, watch out. Oh, I didn't even think about that, October Breeze. Yeah, exactly. You may want to watch out for the Children of the Corn. Sarah says the old guy was so scary. Yeah, he's nightmare inducing. He's scary. Crystal says cartoon bear. She's talking about Yogi Bear. Crystal's talking about Yogi Bear. I need a my picnic basket. Boo boo. Boo boo. No, Sherry, no signs of Summerween yet anywhere. I've gone on to Google and typed in Michaels because Michaels should be dropping something, but AI, when I even type in AI for Michaels Summerween or Goth Collection 2026, they're still talking about the stuff from 2025, which was what, the Gothic Bordeaux collection and the Alice in Wonderland, whatever it was called, Dead Regency collection. They were talking about all of that stuff that I documented last year. Walmart. I went on Walmart.com, typed in Summerween. The only thing that's coming up is like a beach towel. So there's nothing. Target has nothing. There's literally nothing coming. Like, is Summerween not going to be a thing this year? I mean, like last year, it was huge. It was at its peak. The Fox 5 News out of New York even contacted me, if you remember, to do an interview about Summerween because I was doing so many Summerween videos. And now here we are going on halfway to Halloween. We've had no Summerween. Thanks, Katang. Again, I'm here all week. My stand-up comedy career. Mary Beth, thanks for joining in to the chat. Kirsten says, I hope Summerween is huge again this year. I'm excited for it. I would think it would have to be. I would think they just wouldn't abruptly end it. I mean, I know a lot of that stuff ended on clearance, Kirsten, but I mean, I would hope they would learn their lesson to not mass produce it so much and just give a little bit to stores to see how it sells, because Walmart, they ended up clearancing just about everything down to $1 each because I just don't think people were ready for it yet. But now I think people, surprisingly, now last year they hated it, but now we're all talking about where is it. So you see how this works. It's weird. It's weird. Seaboy says, here's something you probably didn't know. This Sunday is Tomb Sweeping Day in China. Families visit cemeteries to clean the burial sites of their ancestors. They also leave offerings. Funny you mentioned that. I was mowing grass today at a family cemetery, and I was cleaning it up. So I guess I was kind of right on board with that. Not even trying to be funny, but I was literally mowing the cemetery lawn today and cleaning up the headstones with all the grass shavings off. So yeah, there's a video, right? Derek mows the lawn at a cemetery. So yeah, I know, right? October Breeze, happy Friday, Mary Beth. Draven says, I'd say by May we will see it. I think you're probably right on that, Draven. May seems about like a happy spot. So let's see if we see it. And at home should definitely be giving us like Halloween drops sooner than later. Okay, so here's a question I've got to ask before we get ready to wrap this up tonight. You all saw the April Fool's short. How many of you saw the April Fool's video that I borrowed loosely from GM Holtz because he tricked me with it first? And I was like, that's good. Got me good. So I'm going to put it up. And she's not in here tonight, but I think Tammy was the first one to get it. I was like, I'm going to put this up and see if anybody realizes that these aren't the Spirit Halloween animatronics that are real, like Jack the Reaper was pink and all of that stuff. This video stayed up for like 90 minutes, and I was like, somebody's got to figure this out quick because this video is starting to get views, and it's going to look stupid if I keep this up. So shout out to Tammy when you watch this on replay for figuring it out so I could pull the video down, because that April Fool's joke was turning into a legit video, and I was like, okay, I guess I'm just going to have to pull it down because it's getting to be too many views now. But anyway, yeah, I know, Sherry, you got it too. So I'm glad that it didn't stay up longer than 90 minutes because it was starting to get concerning. Like, it was just, yeah, it was bad. Okay, yeah, it was just an April Fool's video, Kirsten. I was gagging everybody that night with the short and the long form video. I was just trying to have fun. Again, interaction and and fun is what this channel is going to be all about. So stay tuned for pranks every April Fool's Day. We didn't do that on the old channel, but it's definitely going to be over here. Wait, yes, I did do it. I did do it last year on the old channel. I know, Katang. I know, and I couldn't even. I know you commented, Katang. And I had to keep character because I had to wait for somebody to say this is an April Fool's. So I had to carry on with you. And I was like, I know. It's cool. I can't wait to see it in store. There ain't no way they were doing a Donkey Kong animatronic. I kind of gave the hint away in the video by saying I don't know why we're getting a Donkey Kong animatronic, but it's cool. But anyway, it was fun regardless. It was fun regardless. Let's see. Makeup Junkie says, last year GM said there was going to be Spirit Thanksgiving. I missed that one. But Katang says, I said I love Donkey Kong. I know, and I had to respond back. I said I do too. I can't wait. But yeah, I think it's okay, Katang. You just forgot it was April 1st. It's all good. Some people actually thought I was going to throw the Halloween in the garbage. They forgot it was April Fool's Day. They thought I was going to throw the Halloween mask in the garbage. I was rolling them out that day. I was rolling them out. But yeah, last year on the old channel, I did a channel update video, as a matter of fact, on April 1st. And ironically enough, I said in that video, this is going to be my last video on this channel. I feel like I've done everything I can on this channel, so I'm going to be stepping away. And then that led into an April Fool's on the old channel last year. Well, little did we know that that channel would eventually go bye-bye anyway. Yeah, I didn't think anybody would believe either one of the videos makeup. Like, as soon as I put both of them up, I was like, okay, people are going to know this is April Fool's with both of them. It's going to be it's going to be pointless, you know. So, but yeah, it was fun regardless. Let's see, Draven. I forgot we were so busy it didn't register. Sherry, me either. Let's see. Katang says, I knew that one was a joke. You would never abandon Halloween. No, never, 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 never. I mean, just about everything tattooed on me is Halloween related. Skulls, bats, witches, Halloween, Michael Myers, Jason, Freddy, Bride of Frankenstein, the Halloween 3 masks. Yeah, I could never. Draven says, saw the other video, didn't believe that for a second. Man, if that costume had fallen into that trash can by accident, my sister, who was filming that for me, that segment, she would have filmed me also deep diving into that little trash can to get it back out, because I sure would have jumped in dumpster diving to get it back out. There's no way I would have left it. I would have put disinfectant spray on it and cleaned it up the best I can. I probably would have. I probably would have cried. Oh, man. Yeah. And look, the trash bag legit was really orange. I wish I had filmed it. I kid you not. The trash bag inside of that city garbage can was actually orange. Like, you can't make that up. I wish I had filmed the inside of it because it was legit orange. Little Red Flying Fox, I saw the trash can short. I knew you wouldn't abandon Halloween. No, but the fact that it was really a orange bag was amazing. It was amazing. So, anyway, I guess that's about it for tonight. Yeah, an orange trash bag. Go figure. Just go legit. Go figure. So, anyway, so, all right, guys. So I tried this on that crappy webcam edition of It's Alive that was atrocious. So I think we'll end tonight by showing a more clear image of some of the stuff I'm setting up in this room, because you've all seen my man crypt, and I still got to get stuff out of my barn and rearrange stuff and reset stuff, because I've got so much stuff I need to reset stuff and out with the old and move new stuff in. So before we get off here tonight, I'll do a more clear version and show you around this room a little bit, and then we'll get ready to wrap it up. All right, so let me flip this around. We'll do a little tour here for a minute. Excuse me, there's the spotlight on me, so look past that. All right, so here's the wall. Now here's the damn bummer. I get so many comments about the tarot card sign. I don't know if it's the brick that it plugs into, but right now it won't light up. So that's a bummer. So right now I've just got string lights up here. Here's some of the Bystol cutouts that I showed in the Bystol video. There's an old trick-or-treat bag that I always mention, like fast food restaurants would give out. There's the spooky spooks that was going to go into the trash can. Blow mold. Another blow mold down there. This is a Casper board game from like the 1970s. I didn't have the box, so I just mounted the Casper board game to the wall here. Here's like these little rubber posable skeletons that Spirit Halloween sells every year. And over here, it's just a stack of jack-o'-lantern buckets. There's Chucky back there. I mentioned it before. The creepy custom snowman here came from Karma Reptiles. Her husband makes creepy stuff. It's pretty cool. This gel candle here. My pumpkin seeds that I've still got to plant, but it tells me I can't plant them until July in North Carolina. There's the Sting, who looks like the Crow, so he's kind of spooky. There's an E.T. board game back there. There's Return of the Living Dead, a whole box of mystery figures, the Stranger Things, Frosted Flakes. Down here, we got Reebok pumps. We've got Air Jordans. Of course, they're black, you know. Got to keep it spooky. Over here, retail display of comic books and magazines. Archie Comics. Used to love getting these at the grocery store. The little Archie Digest books. There's Tiny Toon Adventures on the back. And wrestling magazines down here. Metal Edge and Hit Parader. Castle Grayskull with some broken up He-Man. The original Chucky type there, My Buddy. So we got Marilyn Monroe back here. We've got Honeycombs over here. Roger Rabbit, Thundercats, wrestling. Just a lot of this stuff I've set up for my grandson who's on the way. So this is a lot of broken toys that got damaged in my barn. So I'm just putting a lot of this stuff in here for him to play with, mess around with. It just got broken. Here's a mini Zoltar machine, and there's one of those right there. The Return of the Living Dead mystery figure. Garbage Pail Kids, Atom Bomb. There's Texas Chainsaw Massacre that I was just talking about. Some toxic waste candy. They had it on clearance for 10 cents at Walmart. I thought the box looked old school, so I just grabbed it. Inspector Gadget. Dun, 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 dun. Inspector Gadget. There's Alf down there. Leech, missing an arm. A lot of these broken old pieces here from Thundercats, missing pieces. My daughter, this used to be her bedroom. That's a picture of Daria that she drew a long time ago. Some stuff over here. Hot Wheels retail display. Purge masks. Old Monster ad. Garbage Pail Kids tattoo flash art. Got a creepy Grim Reaper over here. Got Michael Myers back there behind the door. So yeah, I'm definitely in the process of kind of rearranging stuff and setting stuff up so he can have a little playroom when he comes over. And see, that's what I have to do here. I have to shine a light on me to keep the lighting just right, because if you do a live stream, the lighting's got to be just right. And now it's back to me. So there we go. Yeah, that's a lot of it, and eventually there'll be more put in here, and then in my man crypt, as I call it, that's going to get rotated out, and I'm going to start bringing other stuff in there so I can start doing other videos of showing all the other stuff I've got. So stay tuned. Lots of vintage stuff coming out. So anyway, thought you guys would like to see that, because the last time I tried this, I was on like AOL dial-up internet service, it seems, so it was kind of a crappy way to show stuff off. Exactly. That's in the man crypt room, Athena. That's in the man crypt room. So I've got to show that room eventually on a live stream too. But the only problem with that, but maybe now with the new Wi-Fi, maybe it'll pick up Wi-Fi in that room a whole lot better. So we'll see. We'll see. Maybe I'll try a live stream from that room eventually also. But it's been in numerous videos. So if you guys want to see it, go check out all that stuff in the video. Hello, where are you from? North Carolina. From North Carolina, out here on the East Coast in the South part. So, yeah, I guess that's about it. You know, as a matter of fact, you know, digging through my barn today, who remembers, I can't say the name, but the S Girls. If you know who they are, you know who they are. They were popular in the late 2000s. Forgot I even had that shirt. Go figure. But found it in my barn and I was like, okay, this is going to be my work shirt today. So chopped the sleeves off and yeah. You know why I can't say the name, Draven, obviously. So, but anyway, I forgot all about them. And then there it was when I was digging through stuff. But anyway, guys, anybody else got anything before we get out of here tonight? Because we're going on about an hour and 15 minutes into this. Time flew, right? October Breeze, thanks. Thanks for holding down the chat and keeping the trolls at bay, October Breeze. You always keep them under the bridge where they belong. You did on the old channel, and you do now. Shout out to October Breeze, guys. She's an awesome moderator. Thanks, Kirsten. You have a great weekend. Also, all of you, so many of you were in here tonight. Fun time. Premiere. There's a premiere coming Sunday night, 8 p.m. So if you can make it, we always have a fun time with the premieres also. So if you've never been to a premiere, we have a live chat that goes and we all talk and we have fun. So next time you see a premiere, and if you don't see a premiere, turn on the notification bell so you don't miss out on the premieres because we have a fun time in there. It's a blast. All right, so thanks to everyone. Too many of you to mention, so just thanks to everybody. And until next time, Spectacular Man. Spectacular Man. He wins the Makeup Junkie Award tonight. Spectacular Man wins the Makeup Junkie Award tonight because Makeup Junkie, about one time on this channel and about 2 times on the old channel, always hopped in at the tail end of the live stream, and it almost became like a running joke between me and Makeup Junkie. Like, she would always come in for the last 5 minutes, and we'd get to the point where she'd be like, what time is it going to be? Because I'm at work this time, and I'm just glad that we all got it worked out tonight because there was a lot of confusion about Friday or Saturday night this week. I know a lot of you are going to be watching the Final Four, so if you do tomorrow night, I hope your team wins. I don't even know who's in it, honestly, but thank you for joining in, Spectacular Man. Hopefully next live stream you get in a little bit earlier and we can interact a little bit more. Thanks, buddy. I appreciate it. You stay spectacular also, Spectacular Man. Athena, thanks, and thanks to all of you, and until next time, I'll see you on the dark side.